Hammers up, everyone. Towelliee here, back on the war with an alpha. Let's talk hero talents. Now, I'm going to specifically focus on the prot aspect of the Paladin tree for hero talents. Once again, everything here is subject to change. There's a lot of things that are not yet implemented. Some things work, some things don't, but we've seen all these blue posts explaining them. Let's see them in action. Now, obviously, the heavy DPS one is the Templar. Oh my God. Video nose itch starts. Oh God. Okay. Sorry about that. Templar stop at nothing to bring justice to the wicked. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. So basically what happens is your Eye of Tyr ability, which now you are technically forced to spec into, from what I understand, is replaced with Hammer of Light for 12 seconds after it is cast. So within that 12-second window, you have to hit the Hammer of Light ability. So it hammers down on your enemy with the power of the light. You deal a bunch of holy damage up to 4 nearby enemies. It calls more Empyrean hammers from the sky to strike nearby enemies for more holy damage. And that's all this ability is. It's just a sea of hammers dropping down on your targets. And there's more talent to enhance all of this, like Shake the Heavens. So after casting Hammer of Light, you call down an Empyrean hammer on a nearby target every 2 seconds for 8 seconds. Then on top of that, there's Hammerfall, which your holy power spending abilities call down an Empyrean hammer by default. So when you Word of Glory, you Shield of the Righteous, it'll call down a hammer. While Shake the Heavens is active, this effect calls down an additional Imperial hammer. So when this 8-second window is active and you're using your holy power spending abilities, it'll also do more hammers. Crusader Strike, Hammer of Wrath, and Judgment. Extend the duration of Shake the Heavens by 1 second. More hammers. More holy power spending abilities. More hammers. And then there's some other stuff too, like Divine Steed lasts 2 seconds longer. You do get a nice little absorb when you cast. This is kind of weird. It says it's on a 1-minute CD, but I think it just shares the same CD in general with maybe Eye of Tyr. I'm not sure, because I know that I get this automatically right now when I cast Eye of Tyr. So then we have Hammer of Light instantly calls down 2 Empyrean hammers to your target when it's cast. So in an AoE situation, this is going, excuse my language, it's going to fuck hard is what it's going to do. Okay, casting Judgment increases the damage of Empyrean light hammers by 10% for 10 seconds. So, you know, cast your Hammer of Light and then just start spamming Judgment. Let's see, his Hammer of Light applies Judgment to its targets and increases your haste by 15%. So it already does that. So it kind of works out on its own. This is the only like little tricky one. It's called Light's Deliverance. So you gain a stack of Light's Deliverance when you call down an Empyrean hammer. While Eye of Tyr and Hammer of Light are unavailable, you consume 60 stacks of Light's Deliverance, empowering yourself to cast another Hammer of Light. So another round of hammers coming down. So let's show y'all what it looks like. So you need 5 holy power to get the hammer ability to happen. So I'm going to hit my Eye of Tyr. And you're going to see it's going to turn into Hammer of Light. Now I have 12 seconds to do it. Now when I smack it, there you go. And now hammers are just dropping for the next 8 seconds. And that's just by default. This is like the amount of stuff that's happening. You know, so that's just what it looks like, just so you guys can see the visual. I know it's hard to see, and it's going to be even harder to see with everybody else's AoE hitting your targets. So without details right now or Warcraft logs, it's hard to tell how much damage it's currently doing, but it's doing a lot. I think there was also another cool passive too. Where was it? Did I miss one? Oh, yeah, here we go. Wrathful Descend. When Empyrean Hammers critically strikes, 60% of its damage is dealt to nearby enemies. So enemies hit by this effect deal 5% reduced damage to you for 8 seconds. So it's also a little bit of a defensive factor in there too. So, I mean, obviously you're prioritizing haste, crit, and you want to judge a lot. And when your wings are up, you want a Hammer of Wrath. You just want to kind of extend that as much as possible. So we're just going to do a little playthrough here. And let's let it rain. So right now I'm currently extending the duration of it by judging, by Hammer of Wrathing. And you can see the hammers just continuously just keep dropping. Now I lost the 8-second window, but I'm still doing it. Now you can see I have the Light's Deliverance still going on as well. That is at 60 stacks, so I think it automatically consumes. So it looks like right now, if I just hit my Shield of the Righteous, that should give me 1 Empyrean Hammer. That gives me 37 stacks. So you're constantly just generating stacks. So Word of Glory will also trigger a hammer. So it's just a big AoE fest. It's what it is. I mean, I think it's good for a single target too. I looked at it for single target. It seemed like it was just mowing down rares in the window that was open. So we're gonna pop it one more time. And let's bring down the hammers. It's so cool. It just feels like an insane barrage of hammers just coming down. You can also use your Shining Light as well to trigger it, because that counts as a holy power spending ability. And there's the free one right there. And you do have to hit that free one, and then the whole cycle starts all over again, as you can see. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful ability. I love it. And you do get that shield. Where is that shield anyway? Do I even see that? Yeah, I'm not sure how the shield part works. I mean, according to this, it's supposed to be something that you hit because it has a 1-minute CD, but I think it's all just combined into Eye of Tyr. Now, because Eye of Tyr is a 45-second CD, you get to pump it out a lot quicker. So it almost, I mean, to use the Templar tree, it seems like Eye of Tyr, Inmost Light, seems almost like it's mandatory. Because if I spec out of it, let's say I just spec into something else. Let me see if I can even use it. I guess I can't even use that ability, right? It should give you an error. Yeah, I don't know. Let me get the 5 holy power. Maybe it just happens. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. Can I drag it out of my bars? No, can't do anything. So I guess that's kind of like maybe the unfortunate part of it. Hold on now. It still seems like it's doing something, though. I wonder if the rest of it works, though, like all the passives. Let's see. Let's just try. Okay, so the passives itself work without me having Eye of Tyr. And the Light's Deliverance is working, but I just can't trigger, like, the main ability. But yeah, I mean, I can't see why you would not spec an Eye of Tyr. Although there are a lot of builds where people don't want to spec an Eye of Tyr, but I mean, it looks like to me Templar is 100% the way to go for Mythic Plus dungeons. Now let's take a look at the other side of the prot hero talents, which is Lightsmith. Now, Lightsmith is definitely not working, because right now I had people in group and we cannot figure out how the Holy Ornaments aspect of this works. So right now it says Holy Ornaments with a 1-minute recharge, 2 max charges, will the light to coalesce and become manifest as a Holy Ornament. So you manifest as one, right? Wielded by your target. While wielding a Holy Bulwark, you gain an Absorb Shield for 15% of your max health and an additional 5% every 2 seconds, stacking up to 30%. Then you can also hit Sacred Weapon, which while wielding a Sacred Weapon, your spells and abilities have a chance to deal 15.7 thousand additional holy damage and healing. So you're kind of like prot holy in this build. What's really cool is these 2 little imbuements here. So these are imbuements that you just add to your weapon as a buff. So you can imbue your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your armor by 5% and your primary stat by 1%, lasts an hour, or imbue your weapon with the power of the light, increasing your stamina by 3% and causing your holy power spenders to sometimes unleash a burst of healing around a target. I'm not sure if these stack with regular enchants. We'll have to see, because right now there's no professions available on the PTR. Then it says here, Solidarity. If an ally picks up an ornament, you also gain its benefit. If you pick up an ornament, a nearby ally also gains its benefit. So we haven't seen the actual ornament yet. And the rest of it is just like stuff like casting Holy Power Spenders, increases the damage and healing of your next Blessed Hammer by 100%. Laying down arms. When an ornament fades from you, the cooldown of Lay on Hands is reduced by 15 seconds and you gain Shining Light or Infusion of Light. Your spells and abilities have a chance to manifest a Holy Ornament or a nearby ally. Enemies within 8 yards of Hammer of Justice are slowed by 15% for 5 seconds. The effect of your active aura is increased by 33% on targets with your ornaments. Valiance, which is consuming shining light or infusion of light, extends the duration of any active ornaments by 3 seconds or reduces the cooldown by 3 seconds if none exist. Hammer and Anvil, this is my favorite one. Judgment critical strikes cause a shockwave around a target, dealing 15.7 thousand additional damage or healing at the target's location. And then Blessing of the Forge. So when you pop your wings, it summons an additional sacred weapon. And during Avenging Wrath, your sacred weapon casts spells on your target or echoes the effect of your holy power spenders. So let's try this out here really quick. So you'll see I have it right here. It just says Holy Bulwark. It says nothing about ornaments, though. So I'm going to pop it. And all that's going to do is just give me supposedly a shield. Yeah, absorbing almost 300,000 damage. And it keeps going up, as you can see, and up, and up. Well, it just keep going up more. No, I guess it's done. So 248,000, not bad. Now, if you hit the button again for the second charge, it just refreshes it. It seems like a lot of absorbs. So you see I pop my wings and you see my my little kind of like ruined weapon there just floating around, mimicking the damage I'm doing. So if I hit Shield of the Righteous, it should mimic that Shield of the Righteous, which it did on some of the targets there. But yeah, I mean, right now, not a lot's going on. Because the Holy Ornament aspect of it's not working. At least it doesn't seem like it. I mean, if you guys see an ornament on the ground, I don't know. I don't see it. I thought maybe it's one of those, like, psychological things, like, I am the ornament. I'm going to wait till I crit with my judgment. I want to see if the shockwave is working. Okay, yeah, it did. It was like a little circle thing happened. It wasn't too crazy, but yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. So maybe in a different build, we'll get a more updated version of it. But yeah, right now, Templar with the falling hammers. It's basically Hammer of Fuck Your Face 2.0. It's just raining hammers all day. And that is so far what we got for the protection aspect of the hero talents. Let me know what you guys think. What are you looking forward to? Here is my last second kind of conclusion on this. For me, it does feel like Templar is going to be the way to go for just basic Mythic Plus dungeons. High damage, high voltage, high octane, hammers falling everywhere, damage meters going crazy. Lightsmith, though, has the potential, if the Holy Ornaments thing works out, to be the kind of build as you would use as Prot Holy with other talents in your tree to do higher level keys, because you will be acting as a high DPS plus almost like an Aug evoker, like an Augadin as a pally. Let me know what you guys think. More of these tank hero talent ability videos to come. Looking pretty good so far, y'all. 2.0. Hammer fuck your face.